Let me ask you something. What goals do you have with your print-on-demand store over the next 30 days? What about the next 90 days? Where do you want to be with your store a year from now? I ask these questions because at this point, the people that I interact with, for the most part, have no idea where they want to be 30 days, 90 days, a year from now, and they have no plan to actually get there. I made this post here in the POD Ninjas group a couple weeks ago, and people basically said exactly what I just said. They have no plan to get to where they want to go. And the sad part is that the majority of you will actually never really launch a print-on-demand store. The fear of failure will give most people a reason to never actually launch. And the other people might get stuck with some sort of analysis paralysis where they are just so consumed with researching every aspect of the business and they don't have any idea how they want to start, so they just never do. And in this video, I'm going to share 6 things that you need to avoid when starting your print-on-demand store. Now, this is all free content here on the YouTube, so I would really appreciate it if you would click the like button. That not only helps me out, but it also helps other people. As they are searching through YouTube for print-on-demand content, if this video gets a lot of likes, then YouTube will recommend this video to them. They will see my smiling face on the thumbnail, and then they will want to click the video. And like I said, it is a win-win situation because you're getting free content, I'm getting likes on the video, and the video is reaching more people that actually need to see helpful print-on-demand content. So thank you for doing that. The first thing that you need to stop doing if you want to launch a store is watching YouTube videos. Now, I know that sounds silly because I'm making YouTube content here for you to watch, but I'm being 100% serious. I'm not saying that YouTube videos can't help you, but I have been making print-on-demand content for a long time. I started uploading print-on-demand videos in 2018. And I've noticed over the last few years that content for this business model has really exploded. There are just so many creators now that are sharing their opinion on the print-on-demand business, and if I'm being honest, I think a lot of them are not actually setting you up for success. Now, don't get me wrong, most of the creators out there make amazing videos. They are entertaining, the editing is very nice, the thumbnails are certainly going to get you to click them, and oftentimes the title is just too irresistible not to click. And I don't mean to disrespect anybody. I certainly see the effort that they are putting into the videos, and I know a lot of people really like to watch videos from a lot of different people. But what I am saying, and again, I'm just being honest with you here, is that a lot of the videos on YouTube are not actually designed to help you start a print-on-demand store. They're designed to generate YouTube ad revenue by getting you to click them and watch them so that the creator can make money from the ad. Now, I'm not knocking the hustle at all. I certainly do the same thing. I'm making YouTube content, and I also make ad revenue from my YouTube videos. Just in full transparency, I make about $1,500 a month from YouTube ad revenue. You can see the screenshot here showing what I've earned in the last 28 days. But what I am saying is that if you are looking to really get serious about print on demand, you almost need to tune out some of the noise. Even if you want to tune out me, that is fine. What I'm saying is you gotta just figure out what you want to do and start. I think so many people get caught up in all of the different opinions, all of the different strategies, all of the different advice, and at some point they just don't know what the heck they even want to do. Now, if that makes sense to you, I would say, wouldn't it be great if there was some sort of a print-on-demand community, a place with thousands of print-on-demand store owners where everybody would come together and share things that are working on their store or things that used to work that don't really work now, a place where people could share reviews of print-on-demand products that they've received as samples and talk about the quality of them, the pricing of them, how long it took to deliver. Now, the good part is that there is a place like that. You guys can check out the POD Ninjas Facebook group. There's over 46,000 members inside of it. And inside, you'll be able to discuss print-on-demand stores and strategies. You'll be able to see product reviews, real photos and videos of real print-on-demand products from a whole bunch of different suppliers. And there's even some exclusive free training inside of the group. And at this point, people inside of the group have generated about $5 million in sales on their stores. So if you're looking for a community for support and a way to just kind of take some action this year, check out the POD Ninjas group. There's a link down in the description. Now, our next thing is you're definitely going to want to avoid selling t-shirts. Now, I know some of you are going to be appalled that I just said that. A lot of you have watched content that hails t-shirts as the best product to sell online. I mean, aren't t-shirts just like the number one product that people buy? I mean, that might be true, but just think about how many shirts are for sale online and how many sellers there are that are trying to sell their own shirts. What I've really noticed with people that are selling shirts, and this is just a general statement, meaning in general, the majority of people, not everybody, of course, some people do quite well with shirts, but the majority don't. They never actually make a profit that actually justifies all of the work that they put into it. This is because of two reasons. First, t-shirts are very saturated. No matter what niche you are attempting to sell in, there's likely going to be hundreds of thousands of other shirts out there that look exactly like the ones that you are attempting to sell. And secondly, they are extremely low profit margin. On average, you'll make probably $5 per sale. If you wanted to make $1,000 profit per month from your print-on-demand store, you would need to make 200 sales, which honestly is no easy task. A better option would be to choose products that are way less saturated and make you 2 or 3 times or even 10 times the profit of t-shirt. As time has gone on, print-on-demand companies have started to offer a ton of really awesome products for us to sell. And right now, there's really not that many people that are actually trying to sell them, and they are just sticking to shirts for whatever reason. This means the market is right. Now, have you ever heard of the term a blue ocean? Essentially, a blue ocean is an ocean where the sharks haven't come through and eaten all the fish yet, meaning there's really no competition. On the other hand, a red ocean is an ocean where all of the fish are just getting eaten up. In marketing, most people will tell you if you are trying to start a business to choose a blue ocean. That's going to give you the best chance at success because you're not going to have to compete with everybody else. And t-shirts are a red ocean. The blue ocean is to sell products like this. If you want to check out this video here and see some of the products that I've been selling for years, you can. There's a link down in the description. Number 3 is also going to ruffle some feathers. The next thing to avoid would be making your own design. Now, I know some of you probably avoided what I said first, which was stop watching YouTube videos. And you've likely spent a lot of time watching people showing you how to make your own design in various software and different things that allow you to create some sort of a graphic. And in my experience with working with beginners, like I said, I run the POD Ninjas Facebook group. There's over 46,000 people there. I've also personally mentored hundreds of other people at this point. And in general, most beginners that make their own designs that don't have a background in design don't end up creating things that actually sell. This is because first, they just don't have the skill. I have never painted anything in my life, and if I tried to paint, it would likely take me years and years and years, if ever, to actually be a good painter. Most beginners learn to just make simple text-based designs, which in the year 2022 are not really a great thing to try and sell with your print-on-demand store. Nowadays, especially with more complex products, you need to actually create something that is really dynamic, something that has a lot of detail, something that has a lot of elements that just sort of jump off the page at the customer. Basically, what I'm saying is in order to actually be successful with print on demand, and here on my channel, we define successful as being able to generate a few hundred or a few $1,000s a month consistently on your print on demand store. In order to do that, you have to be good at design. And for most people, that means that they are going to have to hire a designer. So thing number 3 to avoid would be making your own designs if you don't have a background in design. Hiring a designer is not as scary as you would think. There are lots of people that hire designers every single day to make them designs for a ton of different print-on-demand products. There are literally places like Fiverr.com or Upwork that you can go to and search for designers. You could even join the POD Ninjas Facebook group, link in the description, and and make a post and say, hey guys, I am looking for a designer. Does anybody have anyone they have worked with in the past that they would recommend? And also, if you want to see a guide, check out this video here. The link is down in the description. Now, number 4 has to do with where you're actually starting your print-on-demand business. There are going to be a bunch of different places like Amazon, Redbubble, Teespring, Etsy, and Shopify. Now, I believe Shopify to be the best place to start a print-on-demand store. I'm not going to go through all the details why in this video, so check this one out, link in the description if you want to see why. But primarily, when it comes to selling on platforms, you are entering a very, very red ocean. As you remember before, a red ocean is a place with a lot of competition. If you look up any niche design on Etsy or Amazon or Teespring or Redbubble, there's likely going to be tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of others that are doing the exact same thing. What you should do instead is, like I said, go on a place like Shopify, build your own site, and begin driving your own traffic. I have said in the past that I think 2022 is going to be the year of the brand, where I think customers are going to prefer to buy products from actual branded stores compared to Etsy or Amazon or something like that. Now, don't hear what I'm not saying. I'm not saying that those platforms are going to die and that they're going to just go away and no one's going to ever buy from them, but I think the people that have the most success with print on demand in 2022 are going to be building their own store, focusing on building their brand and generating repeat customers and using a whole bunch of different ways to market products to them, and overall just having more control over what they are doing. Now, the next thing that we're going to talk about is something really specific, and it has to do with what you name your print-on-demand store. So many people start a print-on-demand store and they put their own name in the store name. I can't tell you how many times I see people do this. Every single Tuesday, I make this post here in the POD Ninjas group where I ask people to share their store for a chance to hopefully get one featured inside of one of my YouTube videos. And every single week, I see people sharing stores like Paul's Epic Gifts or Marianne's Creations or something like that. And in my opinion, that is no way to build a brand. That is kind of making your store seem like it is some sort of a blog boutique, which is not really something that I've seen people scale with. So if you're watching this video and you did put your own name in the domain name, maybe you should think twice about that. If you want more tips on creating a domain name, check out the free course that I have down in the description. I have a free course. It has over 20 step-by-step videos in it to show you how to actually open your print-on-demand store. And one of those videos is all about naming your store. So like I said, check that out. There's a link down in the description. Now, the last thing we're going to talk about here is something that I think is really detrimental to a lot of print-on-demand sellers. I'm talking to the people that might have been running their store for a little while with little to no result. What I see a lot of people do is throw a print-on-demand store together that really doesn't look great. They throw a whole bunch of designs together that, again, don't really look great, and they begin running Facebook ads, or they begin using an Instagram influencer, or they experiment with TikTok, or they experiment with Snapchat, or they experiment with Pinterest, or whatever. Essentially, what I'm saying is they start their store, they rush through everything, and they begin marketing. And then when they don't make a sale, they say to themselves, well, maybe I need to find a new way to market my product. What I'm telling you to stop doing is stop flip-flopping in your marketing approach. Instead, focus on what you're actually offering people. Take a really good look at your store. Ask somebody to review it and think about whether or not you actually have things that people want to buy. Because a lot of times I see people inside of the POD Ninjas group make a post. They'll say something like, hey, does anybody have any alternatives to blank? That blank could be Facebook ads, it could be TikTok ads, it could be Instagram influencers. And essentially what they're saying is they are looking for an alternative to whatever type of marketing they tried because it didn't work, and instead of assuming that their store and their products are their problem, they're blaming the marketing approach, so they're looking for a new one. And then they find themselves in an endless cycle of choosing new ways to market products before they actually ever address the problems on their store. I see this same thing where sometimes people will start a Shopify store, they won't make sales, and then they'll say to themselves, oh, I'll just put these products on Etsy and everything will be fine. Or even vice versa, they'll start on Etsy, they won't make sales, sales, and then they'll say, okay, now I need to bring all of these crap products to Shopify, and then they won't make any sales either way. So essentially what I'm saying to you is stop flip-flopping, focus on your store, focus on your products, and make sure that you're creating things that people will actually want to buy. Don't just create all of these generic designs that you see everywhere inside of the print-on-demand business model. Actually create something that is epic. Create something that is unique. Create something that will get someone to stop in their tracks and come and buy it from you. That is the key to print on demand. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you did watch it this long, you better drop a like on this, because you've watched this video now for probably about 15 minutes or so, which is awesome. But hopefully you did enjoy it, and I'll see you guys next time.